of our national anthem. Really getting warmed up here, just moments away. We'll be back right after this.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, folks. In tonight's game, we'll be watching the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Miami Heat at American Airlines Arena. For Miami, the first half of the season has not been kind to them, and unfortunately, with their play lately, they're not exactly giving off the vibe that they're ready to turn things around. And another prospect who slipped to the back half of the first round in 2017, John Collins, could be one of the best of the class.
Hey, let me tell you something. This dude has some boings. His leaping ability jumps out of the jiznim. His tenacity, and he finishes with that authority.
Ferocity? Okay.
For authority.
Okay. Well, he could hurt you inside, anywhere 18 feet. And if he ever stretches out and shoots that three, now that would be impressive.
That is going to do it for now, as we get set to bring you Kevin Harlan, who's got the call.
Welcome, folks, to what promises to be a great Tuesday night of the NBA on 2K Sports. Our game tonight featuring the Miami Heat as they go up against the Atlanta Hawks. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who we'll be hearing from shortly. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Reddish.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. It's Reddish and Hunter teaming up at the forward spots. Young and Herter make up the backcourt. And it's Collins in at the 5 down low. One for the Heat. The backcourt, Dragic and Butler. Bam Adebayo is out there with Winslow. And it's Leonard in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. You know, for a while, Smitty, there was some talk of eliminating conferences altogether. But the East has begun to turn things around. It's starting to emerge again.
You know, Kevin, me and you have been around a long time. It's going to always flip-flop back and forth. It was the East and it was the West. And I think right now the East right now is turning that corner. In a couple of years, it'll probably be the dominant conference. I like the way it is. I don't want to see them eliminate conferences.
I agree. Good point. Now here's Dragic. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's Hunter, and it's Hunter with the jam.
Solid in transition. Hunter's eyes light up when he gets a chance to finish one of those off.
Pass to Butler. Pass to Leonard over Collins. Leonard, no luck. Well, it was the Hawks winning their last game against the Charlotte Hornets. Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Lloyd Pierce. David.
Kevin, they have a 2-0 lead in this season series, and I asked him what's enabled them to control the matchup so far. He said the interior defense has been one of the biggest factors. He said we have length and timing to send back our fair number of shots. That's an important deterrent for us, the intimidation factor. Kevin, we'll see if they can keep the paint on lock in this one. Back to you.
David, thanks for that report.
Take a break.
Focusing on the defensive end. Greg, we'll see if they can get the stops.
Staying connected to shooters. I think if they can do that, they have a great chance to be successful.
And that's going to take great communication out on the perimeter. Expect them to switch quite a bit. You look at the Atlanta Hawks offense, so much is generated outside in. 3rd in the league in three-point attempts last season. Of course, some of that was the addition of Trae Young.
Now here's Dragic. In the game against Chicago, very impressive. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Herter, no good. And Young gives that extra deep floor spacing, something teams are looking for now.
You watch Steph Curry and Dame Lillard, they're shooting from 26 to 27 feet out. That changes what a defense can take away. That's why Young, despite his size, was still drafted top 5.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. And Winslow pulls it down.
How is it possible? Wide open too.
Butler attacking, and it's Butler with the jam.
Give him a lane to the hoop, and you know what you risk? Jimmy Butler throwing it down.
Here's Young. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte. Passes it to Hunter. Back to Young. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Collins kicks to Young. Atlanta again missing. The Heat have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Throws it up high, and Adebayo throws it down.
I love how Jimmy Butler let the play develop, how he's learned to trust his vision.
Here's Atlanta. Young with the ball. His offensive numbers jump right off the screen at you. He's averaging over 29 points a game. Collins. And that one is off. And the Heat going the other way now. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And the focus was to get stops. All game, they were right up on shooters, and that led to some big-time rejections.
This was their game plan going in. Make shooters uncomfortable by challenging every possible shot.
They shoot again, and it's good on the way in.
Keeping that play alive. Anytime a shot goes up, Collins is going to compete for it.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Back to Dragic. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Young passes to Hunter. Young against Dragic. Shots good from Young.
The threat of Young's jumper forces defenders to play him close, making it easier for him to get by his man.
Heat have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Floats it up for Butler. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Reddish kicks to Young. Here's Herter. And he also played really well in that win against the Hornets.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Down low. Here's Adebayo. That's in coming off an assist from Dragic.
Beautiful vision to find the open man. Gorn leading by example.
Atlanta's shooting a lowly 30% to start this game out. Young passes to Hunter. Back to Young. He doesn't hit that one. And the Heat going the other way now. And the pass to Butler. Now here's Adebayo. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Collins.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
The Heat shooting their first free throws of the game.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
That free throw, no good. And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
This is year 2 for Lloyd Pierce as an NBA head coach. Still in his early 40s, the Hawks, the perfect opportunity for him to grow and develop alongside his players.
Now, here's Collins. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And he wreaked havoc on defense with 4 steals for the game.
Here's Dragic. After the basket by DeAndre Hunter. And that one's good. Leonard. And Coach Pierce works as an assistant general manager in the offseason. Steve, able to learn that side of things and have a voice in acquisitions.
That's very important. They are building something special in Atlanta. He's going to play a big role in that as well.
So it's Atlanta now. Myers Leonard picking up that last basket. Here's Young. Drills the baseline jumper. Young's got his second basket of the night.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Both teams putting forth their best efforts right now. This is the kind of game fans pay to see.
And Adebayo throws it down. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They trail by 1. Over to the wing. Hunter, no one around him. Atlanta gets it back in a new 14. Count the basket. Collins has got his second basket.
We talk about Collins' combination of length and skill. It helps him make contested shots.
Now here's Dragic. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. And Butler gets it to go.
Relentless on the offensive glass, and then you love the finish.
Young passes to Collins. The Hawks working the ball around. Fires from deep. And he's good on the 3-ball. 7 points for Trae Young.
He does a good job of making quick reads and quick decisions off ball screens. Young always looking under control.
Now here's Dragic. Leonard the pass to Winslow. Shot clock at 6. Here's Adebayo. And that one hits back iron.
Very surprising. He gets the ball where he wants it in a decent matchup.
Dragic against Young. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Dragic.
And checking out the numbers for Young, the past month has been surreal. He's averaging 30 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
He's versatile. He's prolific. There really isn't much a defense can do once he catches fire.
Here's Hero. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
Here's Young, following the score by Miami. No good on that one. Here's Nunn. Last game he had 12. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Steady at the defensive end. Who are the best players in the league at selling a charge call?
I would say Kyle Lowry's one of my favorites. Marcus Smart, P.J. Tucker. Those are the guys that come to mind that do it well. They take charges and also they sell them.
Yeah, Tucker in particular, and I love Lowry, but he'll take it, and you know it hurts, but he takes it every game and multiple times a game, right? I mean, wow.
Yes, indeed.
The first one falls, and the Hawks will go for a different look here. Lenz checked in for John Collins. Damian Jones comes in for Hunter. Bembry's checked in for Reddish. And it's Teague in for Trae Young. So he gets them both.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
And here is Teague. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Parker kicks to Teague. Len down low. He's against Olynyk. Got a piece of it. They retain possession. And now here's a quick peek at the best rookie free throw shooters over the course of the past month. You take a look at Hero. Deadly on the stripe. Someone you do not want to foul.
He has been locked in at the line, taking complete advantage whenever he's got an opportunity to put points on the board.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
And for the Heat, the offensive production over the years just hasn't been there consistently.
Let's just look at last season, for instance. 26 in the league in points. They tried to make up for it with a great defense and rebounding. But if you're not explosive offensively these days, it just keeps your opponent in the game.
Here's Nunn. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Here's Bembry. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
And Teague knew that he would be open there. Great patience and vision from the point man.
Heat have gone 8 of 15 from the field, shooting above 50% here tonight. Here's Nunn. Teague covering. Johnson against Jones. Johnson, the pass to Olynyk. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. And the Heat lead by 1. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Now, here's Parker. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
Heat shooting 56% in this first quarter. An outstanding start for this offense. Here's Nunn. Teague covering from 12 feet out. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And Teague's got the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. Their last encounter was in Atlanta.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Nunn, that's good.
Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Now Teague. Pass to Len. Johnson against Parker. Len down low. Goes back up. Miami grabs the miss.
He is so good attacking the rim. It's rare to see him denied like that.
Shot's good by Hero.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
Now here's Teague. There's a minute 34 left in the first quarter. The Hawks again can't hit.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Bembry. Pass to Len to stop the run. Miami grabs the miss. Olynyk's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Guys, this offense very effective.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart.
Rejected by Len. Parker outside. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Teague surveying the D. 5 to shoot. Len kicks to Bembry. No good on the 3. Here's Miami now. They're on a 13-5 run here. Here's Hero. 14 points from him the last game against Chicago. Here's Nunn. Right at the free throw line. Jump shot is good that time. And it's an 8-point Heat lead.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
And you know what? There was probably a better matchup on the floor, but when it goes in, nobody complains.
And so it's the Miami Heat holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be right back after this. The trade deadline is approaching, and Jimmy Butler talked about how it feels hearing your name in trade rumors.
Feelings are different for everybody, to tell you the truth. For me, I don't think about it because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You go out there and control what you can control. You know, try to help your team win games, play to the best of your abilities. And if it just so happens you get traded, then you got to suit up and play for the next team.
Staying level-headed and ready for whatever's next. That's Jimmy's mindset, Greg, in a nutshell.
And it's fair to say that the level of professionalism and maturity he possesses is really impressive.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
Olynyk is out there with James Johnson. Then it's Robinson, and it's Nunn in at the point. It's the group on the floor for Miami.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
And last year, a tough one for Jeff Teague. Just couldn't put together his normal level of play.
You know, Teague missed some games with injury, but his shot just wasn't consistent. His passing and playmaking were as strong as ever, but you just couldn't rely on him to score.
And that's what you want to see more of from James Johnson, being authoritative at the rim.
The Hawks trail by 10. Teague, the pass to Jones. There's the lob to the hoop. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
Oh, just a picture-perfect alley-oop. You gotta love that one, Kevin.
A little surprised, Greg. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same. Here's Nunn. 9 points in the game so far. To the middle. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Alex Len picks one up.
And you watch Olynyk play, and he has the skill set of a stretch 4. Solid enough from outside, although he struggled last season, can give a team a different look from the post spots.
And the first one at the line is good. And with Olynyk, he has the size to play at the 4 or the 5.
Olynyk is a legit 7-footer, and he has added beef inside the lane. Though until he improves as a rim protector, you'd rather have him as a 4.
The Heat making a switch here. Adebayo's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Steve, Kobe Bryant said that growing up in Italy gave him a huge advantage learning the fundamentals and the tactics of the game. Do you think Europe's better at developing players than the United States?
You know, I don't think they're better. I do think their system at times for certain players, they get into a system of working on their game. And I wouldn't just say fundamentals from an early age. And a lot of those guys are being able to practice with pros at an early age. I think it comes down to individuals. And also I think a lot of these parents and kids, you have to understand it starts off of making a layup versus making a 3. So I don't think the Europe is doing it better. I just think a lot of times right now we're looking at some of those European players and they're coming over ready to play from day one versus some other players.
And as you would expect from the way he plays, Teague is a terrific free throw shooter.
And so Teague hits 2 free throws.
You look at the Hawks franchise, moved to Atlanta in 1956. Since then, they've been unable to advance to the NBA Finals.
Here's none. He's got 9. Volinic up top. He can't get that one, so the Hawks will take it the other way. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That's his first foul. Atlanta making a switch here. Collins is checked in. The Hawks trail by 8. Well, with Atlanta, I think they wanted a fresh start a couple years ago, Steve, rather than be a middle-of-the-pack team.
Yeah, and a primary way to acquire stars is to reboot, dump salary, and nail your draft picks. Then, once you have the young nucleus in place, you add the veterans.
Here's Dragic after the made shot from Jeff Teague. Dragic finds Butler. Atlanta with the rebound. Collins has got his 5th rebound in this one. Releases, but they'll get another chance. Here's Len, and the shot goes down. Len's got his first points of the game.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Dragic with it. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. 3-pointer, Butler. Great D that time from Teague. The Hawks trail by 4. He kicks it to Len. He dishes it to Parker. From 13, the shot will not fall. The Heat leading by 4. Winslow, the pass to Olynyk, and no good. Trying to use the glass.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Dragic, count it from 12. Dragic has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Well, we know Goran Dragic is very crafty. He can get his shot off in that mid-range area.
Teague dishes to Parker. Tipped away. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's Winslow. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Making things happen in close. That's where Winslow is most comfortable scoring the basketball.
The Hawks trail by 8. Teague, the pass to Collins. To the paint. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Collins has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
In Miami last year, they had a shooting problem. Bottom 3rd in the league in field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage. Hard to win that way in today's league.
The Heat making a switch here. Leonard's checked in, and Atlanta will go for a different look here. Hunter's checked in for Alex Len. Reddish comes in for Parker. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for DeAndre Bembry. And Trae Young subbed in for Jeff Teague. Now here's Leonard. A 14-point game for him in the win against Chicago. And it's Winslow that time on the assist by Leonard. Steve, when you look at the Heat's roster, what you really see is a lot of toughness, length, and athleticism.
Yes, all of that's great as long as you can also put the ball in the net. Now we know roster construction is a fluid thing. Miami has a talented front office. They leave no stone unturned in trying to build a championship contender.
Now here's Butler, following the missed shot by DeAndre Hunter. No good. He has missed 3 of his 5 attempts this game. It's Young on the wing. Lets it go from deep. That's in, and that's his 4th basket of the night. He's taken 7 shots, a solid 57%.
We saw that coming all the way. Trae Young just doing what he does best.
Now here's Dragic. Passes it to Adebayo. Dragic looking it over. Kicks to Butler. 6 on the shot clock. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Yeah, facing that hostile crowd, they've just found a way to kind of tune out the noise and focus on the game.
What was beautiful, it was a tremendous game plan coming in. You saw the execution and you saw the results.
The Heat leading by 7. Outside Butler. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, they say players are made in the summertime, and that's Jimmy Butler's favorite time of year. He calls it grimy season, gets out in the country, and puts in that work.
That free throw good from Butler. And Greg, those summertime workouts for Butler, they are something.
I mean, they sure are. He calls them bandanas and buckets. Grows his hair out, 2-a-days, hot yoga, intentionally isolated from the hustle and bustle of the big city. It gives him an excuse to really just lock in.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
What I like about Jimmy Butler, he excels on both ends of the floor.
Herter, no good.
A for effort, but when there's that much resistance at the rim, better find another option.
Outside Butler. Over Reddish. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Butler's got the lead up to 10 now for Miami.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
The Hawks working the ball around. Hunter kicks to Collins. The pass to Reddish. And it's Miami with the rebound. Here's Butler. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And Greg, when you look at the top perimeter defenders in the game today, how high does Jimmy Butler rank on that list?
Look, he's in the top handful, no doubt about it. Multiple all-defense selections. He is a true two-way terror.
The free throw drops for Butler. Well, last season, the NBA expanded the three-point shootout contest to 10 contestants at All-Star Weekend. Smitty, do you ever wish that you'd had another shot at it?
Yes, indeed, Kevin. I didn't shoot it as well as I wanted to in that contest. Whether they added 10 or more or 20 players, I just wish I had another shot. But it's over, and now I can dream about it.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
The Hawks trail by 15. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
Well, when you watch Goran Dragic play, you can tell the precision that he has with his movement and footwork. But as pretty as his game is, he has a bit of edge to him. Very fiery player.
And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for T.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to.
Now, here is Young. 10 points for him. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And Smitty, as you alluded to with Dragic, he's gotten in more confrontations than you would think.
He's a scrapper and does whatever it takes to win. Reminds me of a little bit of John Stockton with that mentality, but that's exactly the kind of mindset you want from your lead guard.
Shooting two.
That one is off.
One thing you can say about Trae Young, he leaves a huge imprint on any basketball game he plays.
And the second free throw, good.
Well, comparisons to Steph Curry, unfair for Trae Young, and they're quieting. His shooting percentages in year one leave plenty of room for growth. And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth, physical basketball, guys.
And so it's Young who brings it up for the Hawks. It's a 16-point game. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A. Dragic. The rebound by Young. And Greg, you talk about unfair comparisons for Trae Young. His career will always be measured against that of Luka Doncic after the Hawks traded back from the number 3 pick.
And Doncic going on to win Rookie of the Year, an instant star, and Trae Young with plenty of talent. And we'll see what he can accomplish. And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
Now a timeout called by Miami. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's Robinson following the 3 by Atlanta. To the left side wing. Miami no good on that time either. The Hawks trail by 13. Floats one up. A shot by Reddish, no good. Miami's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Pass to Nunn. Inside. Here's Johnson. Adebayo. It's good on the putback. And the Heat lead by 15.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Young. And it's Miami with the rebound. To the inside. Here's Adebayo.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now, here is Young. He's got 11. Out to the wing. Here's Herter. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Herter's got 6 here in this quarter.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Hero passes to Robinson. And the first shot of the night for him missing. The Hawks trail by 14. 1:15 left in the second quarter. Now here's Reddish. Defense right on him. Unloads. And that one goes long.
Off the mark once again. Terrible quarter for him thus far.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And here's the upcoming schedule now for the Miami Heat. On Friday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then on Saturday, they head out on the road and face the Mavericks in Dallas.
And Kevin, things could get ugly for this team during this road stretch. They just haven't had the same focus nor execution that we've seen from them when they're at home.
First free throw is good.
And one thing that held the Hawks back last year, all the mistakes.
Yes, last in the league in turnovers, second to last in personal fouls. They were one of the youngest teams last season, and it showed. But you have to have more discipline to win games, which is why they only won 29.
And he makes both free throws.
Where you always have confidence in the Heat organization is at the top. Pat Riley with 9 championship rings as a player, as an assistant coach, as a head coach, and as a team president. He knows how to win from every perspective.
Miami with the ball. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. Nunn passes to Adebayo. 14 feet away. No good that time. So the Hawks will take it the other way. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. Here's Hero. He's got 6. Bembry with the rebound.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Jimmy Butler has been on display for the Miami Heat. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. James, you came out and you were really productive. In fact, the whole bench was productive.
Yeah, of course. You know, that's what the second unit is for. We go hard in practice. We know we can play with the best of them, and we just want to give our first guys, the first group, a lift.
You certainly did, James. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
How about this? A major upset brewing. Welcome to the halftime show. Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Big time play throughout the first half for Jimmy Butler. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their bench has provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection of energy and offense that they got from their reserves. That's what a coach wants to see. I'm guessing the minutes will be spread out a little bit in the second half.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Hawks?
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for Atlanta. On the wings, Herter and Reddish. John Collins is out there with Hunter. And it's Young in at the 1 spot. The Heat leading by 14. On the wing, Winslow. Defended by Young. There's Dragic with the 3. Sinks the triple. Dragic has got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Heat. And so it's Young who brings it up for the Hawks. Pass to Hunter. From outside the arc, Miami grabs the miss. Leonard's got his 6th rebound on the night. It's Dragic with the drive. Off on the layup. The Hawks trail by 17. Young, right side. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Hunter, inside. Second shot opportunity, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Because he's played a lot of undersized 5, Collins has learned exactly how to get you in the air with that pump fake.
And it wasn't until midway through John Collins' 2nd season at Wake Forest, Smitty, that he really jumps onto the NBA scouts' radars.
You're right, a 19-year-old sophomore. What he did, he led the nation in player efficiency rating. The production undeniable then and now.
The first free throw is good. And when he was drafted, there were questions, Smitty, about John Collins' best position. At 6'10", what do you think? Better as a 4 or a 5?
And you know what, Kevin? A lot of people called him a tweener. The way he's developed now, it's positional versatility. Whichever spot he plays, he's holding his own.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And when you think about some of the most entertaining Hawks teams, my mind always goes to the human highlight film.
Reason why, he was a 9-time All-Star, NBA scoring champion, has some legendary matchups against Larry Bird and Chuck Person, to name a few. One of the most electrifying players in the history of the game.
Here's Dragic, following the basket by Cam Reddish. Outside Leonard. Back to Dragic. Launches a 3. Miami no good on that time either. The Hawks trail by 13. Passes it to Herter. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. To the middle. It's stolen by Adebayo. The pass to Winslow. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Cam Reddish.
Using that solid frame inside, Winslow draws the foul.
The Heat have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw.
The 10th overall pick back in 2015, Justice Winslow has been fighting injuries, but he still has a chance to be very good.
Good on the second free throw. The Hawks trail by 14. And here's Young. He's got 11. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got 7 rebounds in the game. The shot's good. 14 points for Jimmy Butler.
Everything's been working for Butler tonight. He's developing the identity of a superstar.
So it's the Hawks now. Young passes to Collins. He kicks it to Hunter. Young in the corner. Shoots over Dragic. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
What I like, he hasn't stopped competing despite the off night.
Pass to Adebayo. Over Hunter. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. And he gets the bucket. Reddish has got 4 points this quarter. So it's Miami now. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Pass to Adebayo. In the corner, Winslow with it. Back to Adebayo. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. Adebayo's got 14 points for the game.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Here's Collins, kicks it to Hunter. And it's out of bounds to the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Justice Winslow. His last 10 games, he's averaging 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
He understands his role. He accepts it. He's one of those guys who doesn't need the ball to be effective.
Clock at 6. Here's Reddish. It's hauled in by the Heat. Olenek's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Winslow, and he lays it straight in. He's got 9.
Great timing. That can be the difference between an assist and a turnover.
The Hawks trail by 19.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Pass to Young. Shoots the 3. Drills the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Third 3 of the game for him, first in this half.
And here's Dragic. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Now the pass to Butler. Back to Dragic. Shoots. And it's Miami with another.
He's letting someone else be the catalyst. Goran Dragic has been working on his catch-and-shoot game.
Here's Herter. 6 points for him. Dishes it to Hunter. Young outside. Rebound by Olynyk.
Woo, the defense gets away with a late rotation. That's a shot he normally makes.
Shot's good by Butler.
Love the attitude of Butler, just taking to the defense head on and nailing the shot despite the whack.
Now Young. 14 points for him. Makes it off the glass. Young's got 16.
Man, this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
Pass to Butler. Rebound, Atlanta. Young with the ball. 16 points for him.
Well, what did Coach tell us? He wanted each guy to contest shots and rebound tonight. That's exactly what we just saw.
And the dunk by Winslow.
Not the tallest wing you're going to find, but Winslow very explosive.
Now, here is Young. Bucket is good. He's got 18.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance?
And here's Dragic. 9 points in the game so far. Leonard, the pass to Dragic. Good ball movement here by Miami. He had a nice open look right there. Olynyk's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Atlanta calls timeout.
The wheels have come off a little bit leading up to this timeout. He is taking some low percentage shots, and it's killing the flow of their offense. More motion, more ball movement, that should lead to better looks for him and for the entire team.
Both teams will make substitutions. The Hawks trail by 20. Teague, the pass to Parker. Outside Collins. Pass to Young. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Young's got 9 points now in just the second half.
I mean, he's young, but the game just looks like it's slowed down for Trey. Knows exactly where to get his shots.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
It's incredible, and I'll tell you what, it's a joy to watch. There's more to his game than threes and dunks.
Good on the three-point shot.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Hawks have been in rebuild mode for the last couple of years, but this season brings a lot of optimism. Passing on Luka Doncic, the Hawks drafted Trae Young. It was much scrutinized, but Young came on down the stretch. His playmaking makes other people better, and also, they hope, will attract a free agent or two. Now the Hawks have added several rookies, starting with DeAndre Hunter. And they believe they're poised to make some noise in the East. Kevin?
They took that gamble with Doncic and getting Young. We'll see what happens. Thank you, D.A. Atlanta with the ball, following the three by Miami that went in. Collins finds Young. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Back to Teague. Johnson with the block.
Sneaky shot blocker. James Johnson is not the biggest guy, but he has the reach to do it.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, easy call.
The Heat have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Shoot 2.
That free throw good from Leonard. Andre Bembry's checked in for the Hawks. And so he hits both. And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. There's the dish to Collins. Parker against Winslow. 6 to shoot. Parker inside. Covered by Winslow. He can't hit that time. Down low, Johnson. Rebound, Atlanta. Collins has got 14, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Parker passes to Len. Here's Hero. Teague covering, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Justice Winslow has done an excellent job of being unselfish and making the right play.
Atlanta's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Collins kicks to Parker. Back to Collins. And again, unable to change momentum here. Teague against Leonard. Teague the pass to Len. The second chance effort. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 6 rebounds in the game. Passes to Hero. Over Collins. And another basket for Miami. Here's Teague. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. And Johnson with the stuff.
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Yes, when it's going good, it feels easy. These are the nights you relish, but they're tough to replicate.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question, toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
Bam Adebayo's checked in for Leonard. And a change for the Hawks. Jones is checked in. A minute 42 left to play in the third. Ball's knocked loose. At the elbow, it's Winslow. And Adebayo throws it down.
That's why you never quit battling on the offensive glass.
And that's a nice reward for his effort. The flush, perfect.
Working hard, beating everyone to the ball. He does this night in and night out.
Atlanta with the ball. The Heat getting the bucket. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, there have been a few small forwards helping their teams in all sorts of ways lately. Like this group leading the position in rebounding the last 10 games. Fifth, James Johnson.
And maybe they're not the biggest or strongest players in the front court, but that hasn't limited their ability to get in there and mix it up and come up with a lot of rebounds night in and night out.
This group, they all play big, and the numbers they're able to put up on the glass makes them so valuable.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second. 1:15 left in the third. Here's Nunn. He's got 12. The pass to Adebayo. To the paint. It's tipped. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Bembry, and he bangs it home with one hand.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
Here's Nunn. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Here's Winslow, and the Heat get another bucket right there.
It's important for Winslow to make this. When the defense tries to entice you to take it, he has to knock it down.
Teague, the pass to Jones. Back to Teague. Just 5 on the clock. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Teague's got his second basket of the night.
And Teague is just so calm and collected when he gets near the rim.
Here's Nunn. Teague covering. Len with the block. Adebayo kicks to Winslow. And again, Miami with the triple. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the third. Now Parker. From deep. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Miami out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Miami's gotten 2/3 of their three-pointers to fall tonight. They're 6 of 9 overall. They've got Jones. Haslam's out there with Olynyk. Then it's Robinson. And it's Okpala in at the point guard. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Now here's Olynyk. Another shot. Haslam can't get it to go. Here's Teague. That's in there. Carter with the assist. 8 points for Jeff Teague.
And there you see the speed of Teague. Always keeps defenders backpedaling.
Here's Okpala. Teague covering. Right wing with the shot. No good there. So the Hawks will take it the other way.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
And with the way Teague can move in the open floor, there is just no way to prevent him from getting points on a fast break.
Here's Okpala. He kicks to Robinson. Pass to Olynyk. Clock at 6. Miami needs to get a shot off. That one drops for him. Jones has got his first points of the night.
Remember, he played the point guard position for most of high school, so Olynyk has retained that vision.
And it's Teague with the ball, but he brings it up for the Hawks. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Here's Carter. Miami grabs the miss.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Now here is Carter, and it's slammed in by Jones.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Here's Okpala. Robinson for 3, and the Heat another 3.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Teague dishes to Carter. Poked loose. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Robinson misses. The Hawks have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Atlanta gets it back. Jones the pass to Teague. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. 6 on the shot clock, and it's Carter penetrating, and he banks in the layup. Carter's got his first points in this one.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Here's Okpala. Teague covering. Olynyk the pass to Okpala. Great D that time from Teague. And Kelly Olynyk is going to pick up the foul. That's his third foul of the game. With the NBA looking to improve officiating, Smitty, they'd like to revise the rule book to more closely match the way the game is played. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, we have to evolve. I think now the game has evolved to more three-point shots, so you got to look at also.
Look out! Here he comes!
That was amazing, and look at the elevation.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Turner passes to Bembry. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Kicks to Graham. He tries for 3. No good that time, and it's Miami the other way. Jones drives in, uses the glass to finish the layup. Hawks have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Here's Bembry. Carter outside, launches it, knocks down the 3 ball. Carter's got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, and they are living and dying from beyond the arc since halftime. It's a different look than what we saw in the first half.
Here's Okpala, and it's Miami with another.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Reason why it takes extra energy to do it. You have to trust your defensive rotations, but it's worth it.
Banbury kicks to Carter. Second chance shot, and Jones sends it back. Robinson with it, picked up by Turner. Pass to Akbala. NBA gets headlines daily. You know it does, Smitty? Around the calendar. There's no off-season, but does the added scrutiny put more pressure, you think, on the players?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it, now you look at it, everybody wants to see what you're doing in the off-season. And 24/7, you look at it right now, everybody has a camera phone, and everybody is looking for the stars, what they're doing off the court.
Jones, the pass to Robinson. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Hawks. Jones has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Down low. It's tipped. They recover it. First one falls for him.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Goran Dragic is checked in for Miami. He hits both from the stripe. And it's the Heat with the ball. Outside, Jones passes it to Akpala. Now here is Haslam. Graham defending. Jones, no luck. Hawks have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the 4th quarter, and it's Dragic with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Smitty, the NBA now permitting teams to sell international sponsorships. I mean, the league just continues to grow globally.
They have done a fantastic job. Teams can now enhance their visibility with this deal, and their internet makes this all possible when you get a chance to watch these teams all over the world.
That's a good point. Carter outside. Shot clock at 5. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Left side, Jones. Olynyk with it. His three-pointers off the mark.
His inability to make shots has not brought this team down. That shows you their resourcefulness.
Here's Banbury. He's guarded by Dragic. He gets that one. Miami's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. The pass to Olynyk, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. And as we check out this year's contenders for the dunk contest, we get a look at some of the showmen, the best showmen in the NBA.
And with the names on that list, you know we're going to have a crazy competition this year.
And you look at Collins, and I know he'd like to make a move up in the consideration. He's got all the athleticism you hope for from a dunk contest participant.
He sure does. Lots of competition, though, in the running this year to get that big invite.
And as always, we'll keep the updates coming in as we get closer to All-Star Weekend. One thing we already know, there are some great players pulling in votes so far.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to say that this is going to be one of those dunk contests that everybody's going to be tuning into.
Outside, Dragic. Pass to Jones. Now Olynyk, defended by Carter. Miami no good on that time either.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Carter's got 7 now in this quarter.
Talk about making halftime adjustments. You love what they're doing with him now offensively.
Dragic kicks to Jones. To the wing right side. Olynyk inside, working on Jones. Olynyk can't hit.
I'll tell you what, he's been off target all night, and his teammates have had to rally.
To end the drought, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, and Olynyk up and down at the free throw line early in his career, but with his touch, he's bound to become more consistent.
A lot of people think, Steve, there are 3 factors necessary to achieving organizational success. Ownership, and ownership. What do you think?
I guess it's ownership. I think it also comes down to trust. Trust in anything gets you a chance to be successful.
And, Steve, you know, it's just about establishing that culture, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think you got to have identity, a culture that everybody wants to be a part of.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And so Olynyk nails both of them. You know, Smitty, the NBA more active now in developing players before they enter the NBA. Not just the fundamentals, but the values of the game.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. The league has been taking a hands-on approach. There's nothing wrong with teaching the next generation life lessons about the sport and through the sport.
Here's Young. Pass to Reddish. Shoots over Winslow, and Reddish the bucket on the assist from Young. Young's got 3 assists in the game. Passes it to Butler. He kicks it to Olynyk. Drains the 3-pointer.
Yeah, listen, if you're 7 foot and can shoot threes, there's a place for you in today's NBA. Olynyk has that rare combination.
Here's Young. He dishes it to Hunter. Back to Young. And that one, good. Young's got 11 points here in just the second half. Miami's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the 4th. Now here's Dragic. Left side Butler. Over Young. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. Here's Bembry. Goes up high for the 2-handed dunk.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
And it's Dragic off the drive. And Olynyk with the slam.
Yeah, he can surprise you around the rim. Olynyk has some lift.
Here's Bembry. Steve, you know, there is some hostility we're finding between the media, some teams and players, boycotting of certain journalists. Coach Steve Kerr said it's a dangerous situation. What's your view?
You know, I think it is from a standpoint of from a players and organizations with the media, but I think also the media, somebody's going to have to police those guys as well. We got to have it where we're both on the same team. You might not agree, but you got to be on the same team.
I agree.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Heat.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
Really a big-time win for these guys. They've lost their first 2 games of the year to this team, so they won't be in danger of getting swept when they meet for the 4th time.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Butler.
What was impressive to me, it felt like he made an impact in so many areas. Some of the effort won't show up in the stat sheet, but I noticed it.
Outside Dragic. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, you have become a star in this league, big part of the team. Have those expectations put more pressure on you individually?
No pressure. I think I'm gonna do what I do each and every night. I'm not gonna play well every night, but I just gotta focus on me, this team. Can't worry about the outside influences.
A real leader, Jimmy. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. See you next time.